was kids and all. And he was
How
so
was it?
funny. He was so
How was
fun.
it
He
that
really
you
was.
were? You did quite a few television appearances, but how
Yeah.
was it that you were got onto the Flip Wilson show?
We did. We were at the Troubadour. Our first show was the Troubadour, and we were opening for Herbie Hancock.
Oh,
And it was our first show. We just happened to get it because the person that was opening for Herbie canceled. And David said, I got this new group. We don't even have a show to put together, but we'll get one together by opening night. And so we put a show together. We worked day and night to get that show ready. And we went to the Troubadour, and it was such a successful show. Oh my God. Everybody from Hollywood was there. And Helen Reddy's husband, Jeff Wald, was there in the audience, and he
yeah.
saw us. And she had the Flip Wilson replacement show for the summer. So she had us on her show, the replacement show. And then when Flip came back in the season, we did his show several times too. That's how we got it, from first doing Helen Reddy and then doing Flip Wilson. Same studio in NBC in Burbank.
Yeah. Do you ever,
Yeah.
if you ever Google my name with Helen Reddy, when she got her United States Postal Commemorative, this really handsome Italian guy designed it.
Get out of here. You are
Yeah,
incredible. I want to see
yeah.
some of this stuff. Why did I see some of you? I'm gonna have to look you up.
If you put,
I'm gonna have to look you up.
it's artist
Oh,
Nicolosi, and you could put me with Floyd Mayweather. I did his portrait when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And one of my, this person is very controversial who I just absolutely loved, and that was Joseph Jackson,
oh
Michael's
wow.
brother.
Oh
He
my
lived,
goodness, Michael's dad.
yeah, yeah.
I knew
And
him. I didn't know him really well, but I knew him. Yeah.
I tell you what, he was a salty old character, but I just loved him.
Oh,
He was the real deal, and it really bothers
yeah.
me when people, I read about things that are said. I think that's just their way of wanting to get control of things and sell newspapers.
Hmm.
But I just loved him. He was a tough
Yeah.
bird. But I tell
I
you one,
loved him too. And look at what he did. He really did put that group together, the Jackson Five, and
yes, he did.
you know, at a time when it was very, very hard to do that. And he did it, I
And
respect him
one
for
thing
that for
about
sure.
Joseph, when he gave you his word, you didn't need anything in writing. He was
Great.
a
See there?
very
Isn't that
honorable man. So
wonderful?
I always stick up for him because I don't like the nasty things that people have
Yeah.
said about him. I
I,
really loved him.
yeah, I loved him too. I never said a bad word about him. Would never come out of my mouth.
No,
Mm-mm.
he's a great guy. How was it,
Mm-mm.
speaking of Jacksons, that you were called upon to do We Are the World?
I know. Oh my
What a
God, that was
night.
so. I know. Spent the night with Michael and Lionel and Bruce and all the guys. It was incredible. It was really, really incredible. I had no idea we had been there all night.
Wow.
We were having so much fun, and by the time we got out of there, the sun was coming up. But
Wow.
see there, Ray Charles, Sheila E., Lionel, Smokey Robinson, Stevie Wonder,
Latoya,
um, Latoya Jackson. There she is.
Cindy, there's
And
Stevie.
oh God,
Is this one of the brothers next to Sheila E? Is that Michael's brother?
yes, it is. That's one of Michael's brothers next to between Sheila E. and Latoya.
And
It's
Latoya.
I don't know which brother, but that's one
And-
behind Latoya too. That's Tito behind her,
okay.
and the
And then
one in the front is that um
Marlon,
uh,
I think that's Marlon.
I think so. I think that's Marlon.
And then who are you next to? Was that Dan Aykroyd?
No, who was that? Joe Cocker on the
Oh,
left, and
okay.
I don't know. I can't remember who was on the right of me. And then Ruth
And
was right in the
you're in
back.
the back. You're underneath the sign, the second to back row on the upper riser.
That's Ruth, the second to back. I'm just behind Sheila E. and Ruth is above me.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
And
Ruth
where's
has the glasses on. I'm down. I'm just above Sheila E.
okay. And then how about June?
June is not in this picture.
Oh, okay.
We had a little problem that night. Her husband, who is a devil from hell.
Mm. Mm.
He wanted, they said no spouses, no, better half, nobody, only the artists get in and leave your
Sure.
ego at the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he couldn't get in, so he came in and insisted that June leave.
Oh.
That's how evil and stupid and idiot he was. He did. He really did. And that's why she's not in that picture.
Yeah.
I've never said that before, but that's exactly what happened. And it's a shame. It's really a shame.
Well, and
Poor
the
baby.
older you get and you look back in life, the more you realize is that's why arguing and pettiness just
I'm
life
telling
is too
you,
precious.
pettiness, I can't stand it. Why would you do something like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. By chance, do you have the autograph? I understand that you got everybody's autograph. Do you have
oh
that any?
yeah. I
Yeah,
got it. It's at the Hollywood Museum now.
it is. Okay, I wasn't
It's a
sure.
part of my exhibit at the Hollywood Museum. It's framed. I had it all framed, and it's everybody from Cyndi Lauper, Tina Turner, Stevie Wonder even signed it.
Oh my,
Got everybody's autograph on there. I sure do. I was so glad to do that. I didn't know I was the only one who thought to do it. No one else did it, but I just said, let me go get some autographs because I was so admiring everyone there. I was in
right.
awe of everyone there because I was
Yeah.
like, God, I'm in the room with all these famous people.
Wow.
So,
How did you learn that you were being asked to be a part of the group? Was that through Lionel? Was it through Michael?
you know what? I think it was some award show, AMAs. Anyway, I think someone sent me a cassette that afternoon. And the cassette is in the frame too. A cassette with the song and saying
Wow.
that, we want you to be a part of this and don't tell anybody about it.
Wow.
And so we kept it a secret. And yeah, but I got it like that afternoon, just before we went over to the show.
And was it, do you know who was doing the demo, the vocals?
I don't.
I
I don't
wonder.
know.
And then was that after, when did you do the duet, The Pledge, Allegiance?
The Pledge with Philip Bailey on my
Was
song?
that after? Yeah. Yeah, with
You're
Philip.
you're talking about the song on my album, The Pledge?
Yeah, was that after We Are the World?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yes.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yes, because that was my solo album was like 87.
Okay.
We Are the World. I was still in Burbank. Yeah. Yeah.
And how did that collaboration come about with Philip Bailey?
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I went to school with Philip Bailey's sister, Francine Bailey. We were in the same class. And yeah, she became a photographer. I want to get in touch with her because she has pictures of us that I would love to see from the days in San Francisco. She was taking pictures of us. But when I did my solo project, Terry Diamond was like the executive producer. She was the head of A&R at RCA when Pointer Sisters were there. And they actually asked me to do this project. I didn't ask for a solo album. But Philip, I think the producer got in touch with him. And I said, yes, I'd love to sing with Philip. And then I talked about his sister, and she ended up coming to the studio, and we reunited again, after all the years I hadn't seen her. Yeah.
Does that look familiar?
That sure does. That's me with that big hair. Oh my God, and Philip, he's just such a voice. Ooh,
Oh,
got that
still.
falsetto down. Yeah,
Oh,
still doing it.
And his son is followed in his father's footsteps, and he's in the band.
Really? I've never seen his son.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's
That's so great.
phenomenal. It's so awesome
That's wonderful.
to see the baton
Wow.
carried on. And do you know where his
Yeah.
sister, does she live in Los Angeles, Philip's sister?
His sister, she was up in the Oakland area because we went to school together in Oakland. And then we got together when me and Bonnie and June were living in San Francisco on Gulf Street near the Haight-Ashbury back in the late 60s and early 70s. Boy, was that fun. Oh my God.
You
Yeah,
notice
my
I'm not going to ask you any questions about that period.
Relove. Well, we did have a great time working with Sylvester and his hot band and the Cockettes and Taj Mahal and Grace Slick.
Oh yeah,
And we
that's
did some
right.
things with Bonnie Raitt too. She came and played bottleneck guitar on one of our songs. Bonnie
Okay.
Raitt did, and we got hooked up with her, and we had so much fun in the city, in San Francisco. I think some of the best stories about our career is about how we struggled to get our name known. Me and Bonnie and June were going nuts. We would do everything. We would walk the streets of San Francisco and pass out our pictures. We would go
Great.
to the freeway entrances and stop cars and put them in their window. I mean, like I said, with young people, you got to try everything. You really do. You have to do everything you can think to do that will help you to be known, because that's what it's all about once they hear. And if they like you, of course, they got to like you too.
Sure.
But to get known was very, very difficult. So we just did backup scene all over the place until they knew who the Pointer Sisters were.
Will, did you ever think of doing anything else but becoming a singer? Was that always your focus, and was that always going
Mm-mm.
to be your first choice?
No, I really loved um, working in the law office. I love that job. I used to come in on Saturdays. I liked working in the law office, and I was training to be a legal secretary. I was
Oh,
going to seminars and conferences with the girls that work at the office. They would take me, and I was training to be a legal secretary. And I was pretty good because when they would go on vacation, I did the work of a legal secretary, even though I didn't have the title or the salary, but I did the work. I
that's
sure
amazing.
did.
And how
Yeah,
old
that's what so that's kind of what I wanted to do from high school, be a secretary, a legal
and
secretary.
that was when you were in high school?
Yeah, yeah, that was when I was in high school. I kind of felt that way. I was, very active in high school. Me and Ted Lange from
Oh,
Love Boat, we
sure, of
went to high school
course.
together. He was in our class. He was class beneath me, but we did all
Okay.
the plays together. He was always in every play, and I was too. And I forgot what I was talking about. Let's see. We were in the class at Tech, and we were
You were
doing all
doing
these
the legal work.
plays. And I was talking about. Oh, I was on the student senate. I was on the student senate. I was a thespian, which is acting
Right, right.
honors, and Delphian, which was scholastic honors. I was an honor student.
So would you
I got
say
the
that you
gold tea and the silver tea.
would you
I
say
was a good student.
were your parents very structured? Your home life, was that very structured growing up?
Very much. Yes, it was. Very organized house. We didn't, I mean, everything had a place.
Yeah.
And mom and dad, I mean, you don't leave a stock on the floor, or dad would have a fit, get this. Very organized home. I mean, when I think back now, I didn't realize how organized we were until I got older and started doing all this stuff myself. But for having 6 kids and my mom and dad and our grandfather living in this house, I don't know how my mom does one. Because see, mom used to really get upset with us, and she would lock herself in the basement. I see why now. I see why. I'm not gonna deal with you kids. And one
Uh-huh.
time she went off in the car and she took June, but she wouldn't take me and Ruthie or Bonnie. She took June. She said, I'm leaving. You kids make me sick. You're too crazy. You're acting too bad. I'm leaving. And she left in the car and took June. And I thought I would die. I did.
We thought we had
That
it
was
so
her
rough.
baby.
It
It's
was at the time we thought we were police state, but I'm glad they taught us the lessons. It sounds the same with you, that you were taught the fundamental lessons of good behavior and studying hard, and your work ethic
oh
had to have come from your
yeah.
parents.
Sure, that did come from my parents because they work, 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 work. My mother was always working. I used to go with her even to. She was a nutritionist, so she worked at the school in the cafeteria. She did cafeteria work for a while, but then she also did day work.
Oh,
And I used to go with her to clean people's homes in Berkeley, and that was quite an experience.
I bet.
Yeah, it was really weird that the one man that she used to clean his house all the time, Mr. Gibbs, he had a most beautiful, beautiful house, and I just assumed he was a multi-millionaire, and he committed suicide.
Oh my gosh.
You know, you got all this, and that still don't make it right. Still, no, all the
Yeah.
money you can have, it still don't make life, worth living if you don't have love and the other things that are important in life besides money.
Well, and what astonishes me about doing the research about your career is you girls were constantly working. If you weren't performing, you were doing
Hmm.
television shows.
We sure were. We were working so much. We were like machines.
Yeah, yeah,
We were like
yeah.
machines. We'd be on the road and just, I mean, just work, 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 and just like I told you, my motto, I can always do one more show. That's what it seems. There's always one more show. And we would be so exhausted, those first few years, especially when we first started with David Rubinson and had the fairy tale and all that. But we would be in interviews and just fall asleep
Wow.
because we didn't have any time to sleep. We would
Yeah.
be, doing the shows at night and then up in the morning to do the morning shows and the interviews. And they gave us no, no, I mean, we didn't have private jets or people. We didn't even have wardrobe people or hair people left back in the first days. We were doing our own hair and wardrobe. We finally got a wardrobe person. And our first stop was Washington, D.C., the cellar door. I remember
Okay.
that being our first trip on the road. And our wardrobe lady had a fit and left. She couldn't take it.
Thank you again, everyone, for joining us today, and a very special thanks to Ms. Pointer. Please tune in next week at the same time, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific, and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember, every episode of Celebrity Talk Live during the entire month of June, we are dedicating to the release of Ms. Pointer's new song, Feels Like June, which she penned with her sister Bonnie to honor the legacy of their beautiful youngest sister, June, who left us in 2006. You can also listen to Feels Like June and order your own autographed copy of her book, Fairy Tale, which she co-wrote with her brother Fritz, by visiting her website, anitapointer.com. Thank you all again. Thank you, Ms. Pointer, and see you next week. Be kind. Please join me and take a moment as we step back from our busy lives to reflect and honor the life of a true American pioneer in the music industry whom we lost earlier this week, Ms. Bonnie Pointer. Bonnie was a giant in the pantheon of American pop culture and one of the founding members of what Billboard magazine ranks as being among the top female music groups of all time, the Pointer Sisters. In a statement this week confirming Bonnie's passing, her sister Anita Pointer said the Pointer Sisters would never have happened had it not been for Bonnie. And this is true. Bonnie was a visionary in every sense of the word and the critical factor in the formation of the group. Through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, the Pointer Sisters reigned supreme on top of the charts in virtually every genre of music, winning their first Grammy Award in 1974 with the crossover country and western hit song Fairy Tale, co-written by Bonnie and Anita Pointer. Even the king of rock and roll himself, Elvis Presley, recorded Fairy Tale, calling it the story of my life.
Next song is a story of my life. It's called Fairy Tale. I'll pack up all my things and...
As a historical footnote, the Pointer Sisters recorded Fairy Tale in Nashville, where they became the first African American group to perform on the hallowed stage at the Grand Ole Opry. Yes, there were protesters outside the front doors, and yes, even a few hecklers in the audience. But true to their integrity and to their immense collective talent, the Pointer Sisters were undaunted by their detractors. They persevered. and they continued singing until the very end of from the audience at music history in the 20th century when they were a part of the iconic collection of music superstars who performed live in the recording studio during the iconic session of We Are the World, produced by Quincy Jones and written by Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie. Through the years, the sisters have even ventured out on their own, collaborating with other music greats to create spectacular music with some of the greatest recording stars in the industry, including Anita's duet with the man with the golden vocal cords, known simply in the music industry as The Voice, Philip Bailey of the wildly successful Earth, Wind, and Fire, who've been creating smash hits over the past 40 plus years. This incredibly talented family of 4 sisters and 2 brothers are so proud of their humble beginnings, singing gospel in the choir of their childhood church, the West Oakland Church of God in Oakland, California, where both their mother Sarah and father Elton were the ministers. They were strict and loving parents, bringing up their 6 children in a highly structured home filled with love and music. Their mother Sarah once said, "Bonnie had always told me, Mother, I want something for myself. I want to be something in this world." And indeed, Bonnie did engage all of the Pointer sisters to work together, toiling tirelessly all around the world in pursuit of that dream, until they finally made it come true many times over. Aside from their electrifying stage presence and their otherworldly talents, what impresses me the most during my recent conversations with Anita is not only their implacable family bond, but also that palpable love that has endured between all of the sisters. Bonnie was my best friend, Anita said earlier this week, and we talked every day. We never had a fight in our life. I already miss her, and I will see her again one day. As many of you know, this Sunday, June 14th at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, Celebrity Talk Live will host part 1 of my interview with Anita Pointer. The reason we scheduled Anita's interview in the month of June was to honor Anita and Bonnie's younger sister, June Pointer, who passed away in 2006. Anita and Bonnie collaborated to create their newly released song, Feels Like June, as a loving tribute to their beautiful baby sister. And it has already become my own personal favorite song of summer. You can listen to Feels Like June on Anita's official website, anitapointer.com. When we first scheduled her interview, neither Anita nor I could have possibly imagined that we would be honoring both June and Bonnie, which is a solemn reminder for all of us to step back, take a breath, and focus on what really matters in this life. Or maybe, even as Stevie Wonder so melodically has suggested, just call to say, I love you. It is truly bittersweet as we work through our sorrow to celebrate the lives and accomplishments of both Bonnie and June, and all of these amazing women who constitute the heart and soul of an American treasure, the Pointer Sisters. Godspeed, Sisters June and Bonnie, on your journey back home. And thank you to all of the Pointer Sisters for the greatest gift of all, the soundtrack of a generation.